I think we can assume already, boys, that we are not getting this background change. It's been like, what, more than a week at this point, or close to a week. So I think it's fair to assume we're not getting any changes on this. So let's talk a little bit about the Mihara skin really quickly, at the important part and the main topic of this video, which is going to be 1% banners in NIKKE right now, the amount of banners we are getting, how Shift Up is increasing this and will continue to increase it, and why in the future this is a little bit bad in contrast to other gachas. It's not awful, it's not the end of the game, but clearly it's affecting how free-to-play players have to think about what banners they pull or what banners they have to save for or skip, right? So, before we start, as usual, hello there, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict, and today's topic is going to be 1% banners, for the most part, a little bit of a Mihara rant, and then power creep. Maybe we'll talk about that at the end of the video. Thank you to my patrons for making this content possible. Love you all bastards. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And let's get started, first of all, with the Mihara rant. Now, Mihara, it's been like a week or so. This background, it's complete trash for $50. This is $50, okay? I'm gonna be honest, it's complete fucking trash for that price. This is a 1% banner that doesn't feel like a 1% banner, a skin that most people felt they got scammed. If after this video goes up, we get the fix for the skin, I will be happy. I don't mind if my video is useless in that regard, right? I will be completely happy. If not, I still think we need to set up a donation goal to send a track to Shift Up. I know some people think it's cringe to send a track and be like, oh, look at this guy just protesting for fan service. Yes, put your money where your mouth is, right? I can't be complaining here all day, but if we're not doing anything to actually change, what's the point in complaining? The track is around $200 per day, 240 per day, I believe it is, and that is like 7 hours per day, 7 hours that the track will be going around Shift Up offices. And we can put either a picture or a video. I think we should protest about the Mihara skin, obviously, and 1% banners to stop doing them so often, and of course to reduce the amount as well. That's it about the Mihara skin. Let's move that part. Let me know if you guys would be interested in setting up the donation goal. I don't mind starting it. And I know other people, spenders include, want to set it up as well, so leave a comment down there if you think it would be funny or not to send one. That's it. Let's move about the main topic for this video, which is going to be 1% banners moving forward. I think Sky made a video a couple of weeks ago. I've made plenty of videos about this topic, and I made a video about this when they announced Overspec months ago, before we even got the first Rapapi. And I said this will be an excuse long term to sell more 1% banners. It's nothing else. We started getting only one character per anniversary and half anniversaries, 2 characters per collab, and 1 character in New Year's. We also started getting 2 limiteds on summer, 2 limiteds on Christmas. That's nice. Now we are getting 2 characters every collab. In fact, I think I made a note right here. Yes. So, anniversary is giving us 2 1% banners. Half anniversary is giving us 2 1% banners. Collaborations are now 3 banners, not 2. We need to take the reference to the last collaboration. That was Evangelion, and it was 5 banners in 2 parts. Okay, it was even worse. But let's assume it's 3 banners for now. If it's 2, sorry, perfect. But for now, let's assume it's 3 per collab, aka 6 banners. Then summer is at least 2 limiteds. We don't know if they're gonna be doing 4 or 2. Christmas is another 2 limiteds, and New Year's is 1% banner. That is not including Stellar Blade, another 3 2% banners. Surely, Stellar Blade is not 1%, right? This means, not counting Stellar Blade, we are getting 15 limiteds per year, aka 3,000 gold tickets per year. Now, I know what you're thinking, Sefhi, you're gonna be getting a lot of these characters by pulling, and absolutely, I'm not saying you need 3,000 tickets per year because it's impossible as a free-to-play. You are not getting that many tickets, alright? But I'm saying, worst case scenario for a lot of people that are getting shafted or not one-tapping or not getting characters early, the amount of characters we are getting has doubled from last year, or close to double. Because we're also getting the normal filler in between events most people should be able to skip. In fact, and I said this plenty of times, but right now, our normal banners, most people should not even pull. Breedy is a banner you don't need to pull. Crust, Trina, they are characters you don't need to pull as a free-to-play. You should be skipping because they are not limited, they are not meta, and unless they are your waifus, in that case, go for it. It's not necessary considering the amount of limited banners we're getting. And all of this, by the way, is not including also the seasonal reruns, because remember Shift Up said we are gonna be getting summer and Christmas reruns outside of their seasons. This means, and I still think that before Stellar Blade, we are getting a Christmas rerun or some bullshit. Absolutely. 100%. Watch it. It's gonna be like a bunny event and a Christmas rerun or something. That's it, right? That is 15 or 18 limited characters per year, not including normal banners. The amount of banners we're getting is really high. So this means that right now NIKKE feels more like Honkai Star Rail. Feels more like those games where you need to skip a lot of banners, or you need to skip and prepare and plan. While other idle games is not like that. In other idle games, and again, this is lower rates than NIKKE at 3%, so 1% less. Same for Lost Sword, same for other games that have also a 2-week cycle on characters. This is the same as NIKKE, 2-week cycle, a new character. For the most part, it's 1. I don't think they've done 2 yet, as far as I remember. Most idle games are 2 weeks, and you can get all the characters as a free-to-play. I want to reiterate, by the way, that's because I'm comparing these to other idle games. I don't think a free-to-play deserves anything, okay? I'm not saying that as a free-to-play you need to get every character. I'm saying that by the standard of other idle games, right now NIKKE feels more akin to those other gachas that you need to be planning constantly what to skip, what to pull. It's not just say, oh, I like these characters, let me pull for them, right? Because considering there is 18 limited banners and a lot of new players don't understand the amount we're getting, they might be going all in right now and using their tickets, and then we're gonna be getting a bunny event, and then the third collaboration, and then summer, and then a third collab, and then the third anime. We're going back to back into like really big events or collaborations or seasonal characters, things like that, which is not good. And I think this also will increase long term. I don't think this is like the only thing Shift Up is going to be doing. I feel like we're gonna be getting 2 1% banners on the 3rd anniversary and 1 rerun of whatever it is, be it a Crown rerun, an SBS rerun, whatever it is. Now, I don't think reruns are bad. I think they are good because it allows new players to obtain characters that are clearly meta-defining or pretty good, depending on what they rerun, right? But this is also pretty bad considering it's going to be 3 1% banners instead of 2. And then we have the other problem. These 1% banners, I fucking hate that they are not meta-defining. You cannot release a 1% banner because it's a story tied. I don't care how you want to justify this as a 1%. This is not worth 1%. This is a 2% banner. This is a Breedy banner. Same situation as Breedy. Fantastic character. You are not using her outside of bosses. Maybe in the tower. That's it. You're not going to be using her for campaign. You're not going to be using her for anything else. So it's like, is it worth a 1%? If Breedy is 2, why is this a 1%? There is no justification. This should be an alt character, a D-killer wife, summer anis, whatever you want to call them. Overspec is a poor excuse to sell more 1% banners, and anyone defending the 1% because it's tied to story and you think it is justified, you should remove the dick out of your mouth. I'm just saying, there is no excuse. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if people are like, oh, you need to stop doing posting, Sefhi. No. At the end of the day, 1% banners benefit absolutely nobody. Not even whales, not even spenders. The 1% for the pilgrims, we were content with them, or we didn't say much because it was only every 6 months. It was only 1. And for the most part, they were meta-defining. But since they released Grave, a character that is pretty good, they've been more laid back on what the 1% means. And now we got Mihara. And then we'll see what we get for 3rd anniversary, because it's gonna be 1 pilgrim, 1 overspec, right? So overspec, just like everything Shift Up does, is a good idea, it's an awful execution. There is nothing saying that they need to be releasing 2 1% banners. If they release Siren as a 1% and Mihara as a 2%, if overspec was 2%, no one would be complaining. There will be no complaints on her kit and how much division there is in the community between if she's Mihara or if she's actually useful, because people will be like, it's a 2%, it's a pretty strong character, just like Breedy, just like your killer wife, whatever you want to put in there on a 2%. But since she was a 1%, and let's be honest, pulling on a 1% hurts a lot, there is a lot more of controversy right now with her. And that said though, the last thing I want to talk about is power creep, a little bit mentioning and how Shift Up is handling it, because it's fucking awful. So last power creep ceiling we got, right, like big ones, were Crown as a B2, Rapid Red Hood as a B3, as a B1, and then now Siren. All of those 3 characters are really strong. And it's like 6 months apart or less than 6 months each character. Some of them, depending where they're releasing, are not even 6 months. So this will only be getting worse, and what I'm mentioning, this power creep is inevitable on any gacha. The problem with Shift Up is that the only way we have of buffing all characters is this awful system. We've talked about this multiple times, I don't think I need to mention why this is bad, but just in case, right, the treasure system is awful. As of right now, there is only 2 treasures that are worth building, like really worth building. Okay, let's stop the cafe for a second. Outside of Helm and Drake, the rest are situational. You don't build Viper unless you care about raids, you don't build Miranda unless you care about raids and have a fully built Snow White team already, and you don't build Exia unless you have an Electro team. Diesel, Frima, and Milk are not good. Actually, Diesel and Frima are not good. Milk, it's a joke, right? So these characters, as we release new units, only get worse. Meaning treasures are not something used to buff characters, because this is a buff that will last 6 months. If it lasts that long, because as they release new characters, with the pace of new treasures, 3 every 6 months, they get obsolete before they even release. God knows when they plan the current batch we're gonna be getting next month, and when it was planned, right? And if they will be useful or not. So that's like the last thing. Power creep in this game is every 6 months we're getting something really strong, and old characters keep getting worse and worse and worse and get less usage, which is a pity. There is so many cool characters that I would love to use, bro, and not even awful ones. Like you have Novel. I was gonna say usable, but kind of copium, to be honest. You have Rupee. You have a lot of day 1 characters that get no usage nowadays because, well, why would you even be building them to begin with, right? I'm not gonna talk about some of the pilgrims because I get tilted, and this will always be the best example for people who are saying it's lore accurate, we're getting 1% banners. On the lore, is Isabel weak to you? I don't think she is weak. On the lore, is Haran weak to you? I don't think she is weak, right? But again, I don't want to get into the discussion of lore accurate characters. That is like one of the most retarded discussions I could have, honestly. So I'm not gonna get into that. I just wanted to talk about power creep, the 1% banners, and how I'm feeling right now with the game. This anniversary, the first part was super good. The second half has been a letdown. After being a low spender for a few months and coming into the half anniversary with the intention of spending more money because I wanted to be like, oh, these skins look good, I want to get them. And in fact, the Siren skin and this idol look fantastic. I was super happy until we got this and we started testing Mihara and everything else. So it's been a letdown. I think I'm going to be going once again back to light spender, my monthly card. If they release a good skin, I'll be getting it a mission pass. Gacha skins after the Mihara one, if it's not getting a change, we go back to hating on them. All that jabbing aside, do let me know how you guys are feeling right now with the game. What did you add in terms of spending? If you want to keep spending, or you're gonna be reducing it, and if you're disappointed with the current patch or not. But that's it. That's gonna be for this video. We're gonna be live later. Feel free to drop by, link in the description. Love you all bastards. Good luck with your pool dinner rates. I'll see you in the next one.